All right, we're live. Just sending a little reminder out to Instagram and Facebook. All right, it's been done, been made. And special guest is going to be Adam Bennett, a return because he has an update, and actual printed copies of his entire CROM Altar of the Serpent. So he's going to be sharing that with us. And as the warm up goes, I'm going to be just showing some stuff that is on cromthebarbarian.com, the store. Some great new additions. Playing around this morning, one of my new stories for the CROM Anthology is General Crom. So kind of a Genghis Khan. So, or Genghis Crom. I don't know. That might it might be legal to do that. So we'll see what happens. I'm playing around with this idea. Shout out to Matt King for putting that idea forward. So just like I said, just doodling along. But things are coming along really well. Biggest announcement I just really need to get out there is Adam Lemna's Relic Hunter #2 is in the wild and out here for your reading pleasure. My copies just came in last week, and I bought 3. So 2 for myself, and then actually I got 2 extra copies of issue 1 because I already had issue 1, but I'm selling them on the store just for the CROM store, just to make that recognition. And if you wanted to get other copies of comic books and get yourself a big bundle, and that box show up on your front door, you have to add some Relic Hunters to this. I'm telling you, the inspiration and motivation coming out of this, especially with the sword and sorcery. I'm not going to spoil any of this. Ian Senko, inside cover. Jake and I had him on our Indie Creator Exchange a couple months back. Great guy. But I mean, here is just the first 2 pages. You want to talk about a setup? I mean, here's your setup. Escape from New York and Misfit 45. It is sword and sorcery. And like I said, I don't want to ruin anything, spoil it, because it is just on mark with the way issue 1 dropped us off. I'll just show so here's the last page of issue 1. So he's falling from there. And of course, the whole cosmic battle. I mean, it's some of the greatest stuff. Picked this up from Adam personally at IC3 in New Haven back last year in March. So absolutely teased the heck out of us, but man, really brings it. So you can get the copies from Adam. You can get the copies from CosmicLionProductions.com, and you can get them from Crom the Barbarian. I'm sure there's going to be other people out there that are going to carry these books, just to keep the circulation out there. But on my top 10, my top like #1 book right now, I'm suggesting to get is Relic Hunter #2. If you don't have one, get them both. I have on Amazon updates. I am right now currently just succeeded in getting this in the Kindle, the comic book Kindle. So you can now get this if you have an Amazon account and you're really digging keeping your comic books all in one place on your tablet, and the such. Now you can get the digital version. Today or tomorrow, I'll be getting the digital version of Arabian Nights by Lillian Chesney up on there. So pretty damn excited about that. And both of these obviously are for acquisition in print. And if you have an Amazon Amazon Prime account, free shipping. And they usually get to you about 2 to 3 days printing. So really great deal. But you can also get them from cromthebarbarian.com. That still has that option there. Two books I added. As I was just talking about the excitement and level of escapism that Adam Lemna has been able to get us in Relic Hunter. These two books I just acquired a couple copies and have them on cromthebarbarian.com. Jamie Barrow's Cyber Zerker is a must. And if you're holding out, for whatever reason, I don't know why you would, but we just cut a deal, and the first 7 pages are going to be 8.5 by 11 black and white in CROM Anthology #2, with a link, obviously, to be able to get a hold of these copies. So you can get them from Jamie Barrows, just Jamie on Instagram. Crommunity Ripper's first comic. This really it blew my mind, and I actually got a text out to him to verify the inspiration for this. But there's an old David Carradine movie out there called Circle of Iron, and it was a screenplay originally co-written by Bruce Lee. And of course, he never was able to get in there and be a part of that making it, but it was made. And Crommunity Ripper really took the core essence of that movie. It's one of the best, like off the rail sword and sorcery type mysticism, martial arts movies out there. Circle of Iron, got to get out there and get it. Really awesome. But when I was just saying earlier about Adam Lemna's Relic Hunter #2 is at the top of my list. These are right here, 2 and 3. Right. And, having read and really just promoting. So like I said before, you can get over to cromthebarbarian.com and grab some books, get a big bundle shipped to your front door. And the updates. CROM Anthology #2 is moving hot. I just have to say, and I am super excited. Everything is working as planned. If you want to say there's a plan, and there is. So just for anybody that still wants to contribute to the anthology, you need to get roughs, sketches, what have you, into me by February 28th, by the end of that day. A lot of material has already gotten in. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be inking a Jamie Barrows Barbarian in the Pits. We've got already in Zolek, Stonewalker from Ryan Dirks. Kaya has put in his Crud, the Rainbow Serpent. What else has been moving along? We're going to be talking to Adam Bennett. We'll be doing another 7 pages of his story, the Serpent of the Altar of the Serpent, his own CROM book. What else do we have going? Oh, Matt Boyd. He has completed a CROM script by Steven Sonnefeld, which is CROM and the Wheel of Time. Really excited. He's actually working on a second story over there. Rick Frayne is moving along with his next photo comic installment, which is Spawn of Afgorkin, which is kind of a continuation. This is really, really, really exciting. If you're not watching or following Ken Landgraf's, here it is, his YouTube channel, he's done 2 inking. He's showing inking of the pages for the next CROM and Dravenus Part 2. So that's super awesome. 2 of those have gone up. They're about like 11, 12 minutes long, but it's just hands down like it's a marker that things are coming together, and super excited like that. Drone Sword, Ron Parsons, CROM Courageous #2. I have these sketches for that. So 11 pager looking freaking awesome. John Molina got the last page in. So Part 2 of his CROM and Serpent's Lair are in. So there's still a lot going on out there. People are working on stuff. We've got 2 additional pros, including my pros, which is, still working on the title. And oh, did I did no? Here, wait a second. There it is. I got to change the title there. So it's Crom and the Green Doom of Yag Norgos, which is a green flame deity entity. It's super cool. It's an old Gardner Fox story. It was originally called Vassal of the Lodestar. Very trippy. We've got, getting time shifted. We have astral projection. We have androids. We got a British guy named Gordon Manley, who is another like a modern day type transplant in Crom's world, which is that whole time and moving and everything. But I also have an Ollie original prose, which an illustration will be accompanying that, and Bludgeon. If anybody knows who Bludgeon is, we've got a new Lorelei story coming in, CROM Anthology #2. So those are the updates. And I see Mr. I'm going to open that. Let him in. There we go. You there, Adam?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome.
How are you this morning?
Fantastic. Looking at the layout here. There we go. All right, we're side by side. Can you move your cover just over? Get centered. Perfect. We're live right now, so
sounds good.
I've just done a little warm up. As a matter of fact, I was just talking about the next 7 pages that will be in CROM Anthology #2.
Oh yeah,
of the Serpent. And do you have printed copies of the comic?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You want to throw that up there on that? Oh, yeah, right behind. Oh, dude, this is awesome. So I'm going to really turn it over to you. If anybody has not been up to date with CROM and the updates that are going on, about a month ago we had Adam on, and of course that was part of our discussion. Was he was in the production of getting this print on demand, and it's all complete, story ready to go. So let us have it. Show it off and tell us the lowdown.
All right. Well, the story itself kind of evolved over 3 different comics, and this is kind of the final version of it. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So this is the full story for this particular CROM journey, I guess, because it's like through the CROM Anthology, like you'll be able to see it in, I think, 5 parts. It's a total of it's a total of 37 story pages, but then I have pinups at the back of the book as well, which are kind of, I think, coinciding possibly with the anthology. So if you're looking for the whole story in one chunk, even after the fact or something, it's available. It's on a self-publishing site called Blurb. So I'm in Canada, so it's on blurb.ca. I'm not too sure if it's available through the .com site or not, but
it is.
That's good. Yep. Yeah. So it turned out really nice.
Yeah.
The printing itself was pretty good. It's very bare bones. It's 8 by 10, and I'm pretty happy with how it looks.
So, a little history. Adam is. I'm gonna officially refer to him as the first other guy I met online who is dealing with the public domain material of Crom the Barbarian. And so we got in touch with each other, and we're badminton back and forth, you know, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Matter of fact, when Adam had a YouTube channel, he got a copy of the 2018 collection, which are the first 4 and everything. And he did a review, which was just super awesome. And I could not thank him enough for doing that. So with that, though, you know, you had said earlier, this is like a 3rd iteration of a CROM story. And, you know, I love the fact that somebody in their creative process is not afraid of like putting something, like making it, putting it down, and then letting it cool off or just get ice cold, and then come back and be not so much like overly critical, but at least have enough point of view to say, like, you know, I'd like to make another stab at this. And you've done that 2 times, and you're at this point. And if you don't have, people, a copy of CROM Anthology #1, this is one of the things that you are missing, is somebody who has really been perfecting their comic book art making in form. But it's just so nice to have somebody who is just as enthusiastic as myself in CROM as a character, but the process of making itself. And why don't you explain again how you go about making these pages?
Yeah, so actually I can show you the very first, the one that kind of started it with the I think it was just 6 pages.
Yeah.
That I did as an add-on. So this was like the original 6-pager.
Yep.
That kind of, and this is somewhat following the beginning of this story in a way, but it's just framed in a very, very different way. So this was just kind of like dipping my toes into it.
Yep.
And, you know, like this was all penciled and then inked with either like those micro pens or a dip pen.
Right.
Then I moved from doing this style, and then the next version of it was very heavy inks and doing a lot of brush work, except for some of the finer detail work like that. I didn't put a lot of blacks into it, but and then it moved from here to the way I get to this point. I try to, like I was saying on the last chat, cut out the middleman. So I'm trying to make it as simple as possible to make it as easy for myself. You know, in between work or whatever, it's just like I just pencil it on paper. I take a picture of it on my iPad, and then I use a free app. I can't remember what it's called right now. And then I just ink over it with the tools that they have available on there. So, you know, it's
awesome.
And it makes it a lot easier to have a final page, for me anyway, digitally versus scanning it and dealing with files and stuff. So that's just one of those things that I just didn't want to have to deal with when I was trying to keep momentum going. So, yeah.
Dare I say it's genius. You know, I think one of the roadblocks that we set up for ourselves is it used to be the art supply excuse. So pre-digital, this is me speaking, you know, pre-digital, you know, you had how to make comics the Marvel way. And in there they listed all of these, and then you had to get down to the store, and then you had to get all the supplies. And that, you know, there just could be an insurmountable amount of excuses one can place in front of themselves in order to not do the work. But when you can flip that script in your head and say, hey, look, I'm willing to just take some paper and scratch out some stuff, take a picture of it, upload it on a tablet while I'm watching the next episode of such and such, or just, you know, hanging out, you know what I mean? And then free app, and just, you know, ink and edit and keep like a touch and go. And boom. You've got it's 36 pages, right? That's
Yeah, well, I
the
think
story.
because I tagged on one last page.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think it brought it to
So it's a
37. Yeah,
bonus. 37. Oh,
37.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And then I got the pinups at the back.
I mean, so right, and now you're showing us a printed comic book.
Yeah.
How long was the, let's say, the couch studio situation in order to create this comic?
Well,
6 months,
instance,
8 months.
I think it was a total of 7, just because I had so many
Nice.
breaks in between, right?
Yeah. It's fine.
And I was just doing 7 pages at a time plus a pinup. So that was kind of a way of getting back into it, making sure that I didn't, and like I said before, like being honest, each time I finished a 7 page, I felt almost every single time like, yeah, I think I'm done. Like I think I'm good now, even though it's not completed. I think I'm just gonna stop. But then I'm like, you know what? It's just another 7 pages. You know, it's like you're still just trying to work through it. And
right.
it's just one of those things where I finally got to the end of the story. It's like, oh, okay, so that wasn't too bad, you know.
I also, to make a comic book within a year in the indie industry, I think is a major accomplishment. And I think, once again, I really do believe people need to create a perspective, a reality in their situation. It's a great thing to want to have the desire. I want to be a comic book artist. I'd love to do this all day. Yada 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 yada. But the reality is your situation immediately when you're facing it, and the stupid amount of technology that is in front of us that is free for the most part.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling when I hear people on YouTube stations, particularly, giving their updates and moving through, and then they get down on themselves in some kind of odd comparison to some place in the industry, whatever it is that they were, kind of going on about. But it's like, just drop it and just keep moving. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it. And this is just a perfect example. So, once again, to have you in CROM Anthology #1, at subsequently the same, period of time where you're coming back to making some comics, CROM specific, it makes me just so happy, but it also just makes it feel that much more like solid, as a project. You know what I mean? It really does, and I have to thank you.
Oh yeah, well, it's like, I know, because I remember you sent out the email inviting to see who's interested in and whatnot, and then at that time I declined, and then I took, I don't know how long, months later, then I finally, like, you know what, I think I'm really kind of hyped up to try to do something again.
Good.
So then I reached back out to you, and it was kind of getting closer to somewhat of the near end of the deadline or whatever, but it's like, I think I got the 7 pages and a pinup done within, I think, the first week or something I started. So because it's like it started with where is it? This one here. Like I took that painting by Boris of the Medusa, and I just kind of did an homage to that. I thought it would look cool. It's a similar kind of serpent character, and then put in the big snake and have Crom coming out of the shadows with the sword, So, and that's kind of what started it.
It's really at the heart. This is really at the heart of this project. I always refrain from towing the publisher's line, like, I'm a publisher, I'm a publisher. And it is kind of hard because a lot of people have, like, been like, oh, well, you're definitely a publisher, right? I'm like, yeah, but really, I just feel more like a facilitator. If I can facilitate in a supportive way without having to, pardon the expression, everybody, but hold hands, and oh no, don't, that type of thing, then the reward for the individual is going to be that much greater. and
Mm-hmm.
then the seeing your work in print is just that sense of accomplishment. But I have a feeling it's just that, like, it's like I know for me, the moment I see it in print, and I go, oh, I got to do this again.
Yeah, that's exactly kind of what happened with me too. Even when you showed off the one that wasn't done yet, it was just like that
Oh yeah, the
the
mock-up.
mock-up. Yeah,
Yep,
so when you showed the mock-up and I saw just those big pages of the artwork, it's just like,
yep,
oh, okay, yeah, no, it's a go time,
yep. Yeah,
And then
I go ahead.
yeah, no, I was just gonna say, and then like, the more time that goes on in between, it gives you more time to be like, yeah, I don't know if I'm wanting to do a bit more or whatever. And then as soon as this kind of came in the mail, it's just like, oh, like this actually looks pretty dang good, like I think I can do more of this eventually.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Do you have any little sparking thoughts, inspiration, motivation
I
going on about?
um I do have one idea. It doesn't involve Crom, but it
Oh,
involves um kind of an early character, maybe predating Crom. So
okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. All right. Well, you know that you're like I guess founding member in my mind, because of that time where when I was searching the internet, seeing if I was just the only person out there crazy enough to deal with a public
Mm-hmm.
domain
Yeah.
silly comic book character. And it wasn't only us. I mean, there were two other people. One has just seemed to have disappeared, and the other one is kind of difficult to have maintain a conversation with. And I think it just has to do with their life in general. Once again,
Gotcha.
this is not their full-time job.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
they have to, they got a wife and family and kids and
Mm-hmm.
so it's total respect out there and everything. But to have the two of us here, hammering out material for the anthology is just, like I said, it's just a really solid feeling. It's a really good feeling. It's exciting. And of course, as soon as I get off this podcast, I'm gonna order myself a copy of Crom Altar of Serpent. So gotta add it to the collection.
Yeah. So I made sure to keep the like my revenue stream pretty low for this to keep the price point down.
Right.
So like in Canadian dollars, like the printed copy is $10.99, and then
Mm-hmm.
the PDF is $5.99.
Right.
So whatever that translate in the U.S. currency, it's
Yeah, it was
probably a dollar or two
actually.
less.
Yeah, it was. I think when I checked it, I think it was like $9.26 or something.
Gotcha. Yep.
So, and that's pretty good. And I
Yep.
have bought from Blur before other people's comic book work, and they do
Mm-hmm.
a superior job. So it's exciting that you went through. Was there any other platforms that you investigated, like Lulu and Amazon, and any reasons why you didn't go with them?
The main reason I just went with Blurb, there's a couple of them, but one of the main ones is because I'm in Canada, and
Okay.
I really want to make sure that there's no flub ups with dealing with filing taxes with any kind of profit made, and
There
I
you
just
go.
really don't want to get some kind of weird surprise mail,
Yeah.
a couple of years down the line that you didn't file for your taxes in the United States or whatever, just something crazy
Right.
like that. I'm like, you know what? I just want to keep it as simple as possible. And
Right.
Blurb seems to be wide reaching for North America. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this was printed in the States. So I honestly didn't even know that Blurb
U.S.
was
based.
actually going to print in the States if I ordered it in Canada. So it's like,
Right.
either way, it's easy to build these books. So if you
Right.
go to Blurb and you want to create something,
Uh-huh.
you can download their what do you want to call it? It's like an app you can get on your computer, like Buildwrite or something like that. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it's called. Either way, as long as you got your page sizing fine, you can just basically drag and drop your pages and build a book very
Oh
nice
wow.
and visually right in front of you,
Oh wow.
and keep on editing as you need to, and then finalize the building process. So it's very simple.
That's a big bonus. There is something in like a Kindle Create. I just started messing around with to generate a solid version of this book to get uploaded for their Kindle comics thing. And going through that, it had that same kind of thing. You could like sort of just dump all the JPEGs in there, and then it'll basically lay out your book, and then you have that. That I know Lulu does not have that. So and I'm just sort of like quote unquote stuck with them. Just having established not only the books that I have been working on for CROM but also the Fox library. But it's always really good to hear how other PODs are making it easy once again for us busy people wanting to tap into our creativity and then see the printed work. It's just really nice to know that they're making it easier and easier. So
and like for anybody that might think that there might be too many roadblocks, or it's just they can't get through the mindset of that they can actually do something within comic books. Like, I work full time. I have a wife and a daughter, and I'm lucky to have a schedule that I do. It's shift work, so I do get 4 to 5 days off in a row. So here and there, like I'll have the time to do it if I have the ambition for it.
Right.
But on the other side, when it comes to the technical side, you can cut out almost every middleman possible and get something done. It's like, even if it's just to dip your toe in the water, to do what you can do right now and just go through the process to create a book, even if it's just for yourself, like you don't have to publish it and try to sell it, but it's just like go through the whole process and just see what you get at the end. Because I think, like you're saying, like as soon as you have a printed book, and it really bolsters your your drive.
I love comic books as that art form. I say this all the time, making drawings on pieces of paper and inking them and scanning them and laying them out in a book. That is the process. This is the art. So this entire book is my art form. And the fact that I have so many others in contribution and contributing and collaborating makes that feeling of accomplishing my art that much grander. So even I might be putting a couple words in your mouth here, Adam. So correct me if I'm stepping outside some boundaries and everything. But even with you having the now print on demand CROM Altar of the Serpent, you also have CROM, thebarbarian.com, Crommunity, as a place to feel distributed and connected, where you don't have to do that on your own. You can if you'd like, but I have a feeling because of our past talks is that, time affordability, you made an attempt at it 4 years ago, that, it's just not right now in the cards. And so why not allow somebody else to do it?
Yeah, for sure. Like when it comes to, I have looked into maybe starting, try to find a free website or something, but it's kind of, I'm not there yet. Right now, I think I just want to try to create and kind of build up a stock or a portfolio of indie books, and then maybe down the line, if I end up doing it, then I can maybe put something together and it's all available, it's all ready.
Sure.
But
no, makes sense. So well, this is great. I mean, like I said, I can't wait to get my copy. I'm really excited to have not only the next 7 pages in CROM Anthology #2, but then there's going to be an 8th page which will show exactly that cover, on Adam's camera, and then some information, and then a QR code to get directly to. That way you can then order it, like you said, right out of the gate. Like, you know, if you don't want to wait for each installment, 7 pages at a time at like five installments, it'll you know, you'll have it right there, you know, in your hands for your collection. And you know, it's just, once again, another exciting thing to know that the first 5 anthologies will have Adam Bennett's Crom Altar of the Serpent in there, you know, in the serial version, and then the you know, anthology 2 through 4 will actually have then a link to be able to find in the future for people, you know, the whole thing, you know. So that once again, yeah, by design, is super excited, because it's really hard to be found nowadays. It's really, really, really near impossible. But when you have a community like the Crommunity there, and you know, the ability to be able to grab books, or at least get to through a reliable link to find the way to buy it, you know, get a hold of it. It makes life so much easier.
Oh yeah, and especially for me when it's like I'm not really on any kind of social media or anything like that. Like the closest thing I have to it is LinkedIn, you know, and that's it. So, and I don't, you know, I haven't been doing anything for YouTube or anything. Like I'm not out there at all, except for whatever is on the Crom website. Yeah.
And like I said, that's, you know, by design. You know, it's not it's not a part of my submission process. I do ask people if they have a LinkedIn account. It's usually what I find to be the person's website, or the base for them to communicate. Like just recently was trying to get a hold of somebody and hadn't heard back from them via email. So of course I go to Instagram and then, you know, send that message out. And most definitely we'll probably hear from them within the next hour or two. But yeah, it's shaping up. It's definitely shaping up.
Oh yeah. It feels like the ball has more than just rolling. It's starting to become a steamroller.
Yeah. It's my feeling is once I get through this year, which should be, I mean, number 2 will be out. Number 3, it's iffy to see it by the end of the year, because the end of the year, my experience last year with this issue and coming out on Thanksgiving week and so on and so forth. I just think it's probably better maybe to lay low for another month or something. Yeah, if that's what happens. But I think once I get through the sophomore book, which will be obviously number 2, and the 3rd book, you know, there'll be a really firm implant, you know, entrenching, if you will, for anybody that wants to, you know, even just collect, you know, be involved and want to collect. So, and that's, you know, that's, like I said, all by design. That's cool. But, you know, do you have anything else before I let you go?
I guess maybe I'll just give a brief idea or summary of the story of what people might look forward to.
Cool, please.
So basically, Crom is on a, not even a mission. He is absolutely driven and almost unstoppable throughout this book, because of the reptilian people that live underground or within the catacombs. These are what I consider the predecessors to what like Cull of Atlantis faces in his stories. So they're maybe even deeper underground, and they're not as sleuthy as they become. So I hint at a prophecy that happened, because this is very much half real, but the overall of what's going on is actually a spirit realm coming to pass on the earth, in the sense of how things are run with the gods. So when Crom is kind of put into the position of having to avenge. He ends up interceding into dealing with the reptilian group, and this was kind of a stepping stone of what was supposed to happen in a sense within the spirit realm. That this is where the gods start to fear his name, because he is eventually going to be utilized and become the Crom god. So this is kind of the first stepping stone of why he was put in this position, how he was kind of utilized, as much as it's a painful one, and why it kind of needed to happen in the spirit realm sense for him to push forward to do what he was kind of built to do overall. Almost like a spiritual chessboard with the gods that had their own plans on Earth, and the Most High is basically putting Crom in the position of, I want you to dismantle everything that they just did. So that's kind of what this is the beginning of.
Now, I do have the advantage that you did send the entire story digitally to me. So I am very aware. And I also want to really praise you for the text integration, not only into the page, but the story. You know, like you just said, it sounds heavy, like it's a heavy thing to want to portray in a comic, but you're balancing of what is going on the page graphically, and then these blocks of text that come in narratively. It makes for an excellent read. So not to have anybody be like, oh boy, that sounds can one person accomplish that in 35 pages? And I can say, and I can say yes.
Yeah.
That's why I think, that's why I also feel like very sensitive about trying to get you committed to the next 35 pages.
Yeah, like it's not,
but
very,
it's just me. It's just me.
It's not word heavy, and it's definitely not not heavy with dialogue either, because you're just kind of doing a couple key points or a couple key characters. And Crom does not talk very much. I think he only says a few words in this whole book, basically. And
that's the best version of
just
him.
to show him. Well, basically, like, there's one contrast I wanted to show. So this is Crom kind of before. I try to make him look kind of noble, and this is in his kingship. But then and then when it comes to him dealing with what he has to do, like, this is the true Crom that we get to see,
Right.
He's absolutely battle worn, and just like a Jason Voorhees,
Yep.
He's ready to go.
Love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm dealing with something very similar in, as a matter of fact, this probably looks too clean, but it was really for General Crom in my story arc, for him getting closer to the godlike dark god Crom. This is just like a costuming type of thing where he's like Genghis Khan or Genghis Crom, General Crom, this type of thing. But the story itself in an epic way is going to really deteriorate him to a further capacity. So then his physical appearance, I really want to figure out how to alter him in a very similar way, Adam, to that what you just showed. Like, there is this like bouncing baby boy through the forest and with the Azir and having these adventures and seducing the women and getting the golden treasure and whipping some wizard ass, But then as time goes on, the world weighs heavier and heavier upon him. But there's also the kind of disturbance and transformation from like the starting point of Warlock Ashard, or Crom and the Warlock Ashard, and then Crom of Clarn, and then this new story that I have in production right now, which is in a very loose title, which is, keep losing it. Here it is. Yeah, Crom and the Green Doom of Yog Norgos. So, that type of thing. But, the one thing, like, I love how you just said, like, he gets beaten into a kind of a Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. Well,
because that's like my big thing is I hate good looking heroes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I really just I like them beaten up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I am then, if you don't have anything else, Adam, I think we can let these good people get back to reading comics.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Buying yours, because I'm going to be adding the link into the description within moments of getting out of this episode.
Right.
But I really have to thank you for your contributing, your contribution and, the commitment to your art form, as a comic book artist and the process you've gotten yourself into, and it keeping you optimistic and productive. So, and looking forward to, pretty much anything else that you hammer out.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like the next idea, I'm going to be pretty busy the next month or so with a few things, but on the sideline, I'm going to be planning it, I think, and
good.
Obviously I'll keep you updated with whatever goes on. So
absolutely. Yeah. No, great. So, all right. Well, thank you, Adam. And I also want to thank everybody else who've stopped by. We had a couple passers through. I think we still have 3 people in the chat over here too, actually. So, thank you. And if you're in the replay and you've made it this far, thank you. If you're interested in anything that was just said, maybe even new to Crom the Barbarian, Sword and Sorcery Comics, the anthology, cromthebarbarian.com. Let's see if I added it to. I did not yet. All right, I have it added on Turbo Pit Fighter. But yeah, so you can definitely get involved. And there are other comics, especially the ones by the Barbarian, Crom, the Brutal Blade of Crom crew. Jamie Barrows is leading this, an amazing group of people. Some of them are also contributing to not only Jamie Barrows but Jake Quirk is also one of the few that will be, making some contributions. But as I said earlier, speaking of Jamie Barrows, we also have Cyber Zerker, and then Timothy Ripper's first comic. Then, of course, as I was saying earlier, the release of Relic Hunter #2 by Adam Lemna, Manny Gomez. I have copies, so you're going to be able to get add them to your order. Not too many copies, and then of course. My original collection of the first 4 Fox Guenta stories and my first 4 ballpoint pen versions of Crom as a babe, if you will, in the woods youth, on Amazon as well, not only on cromthebarbarian.com, but on Amazon. So if you have that Amazon Prime account, you're getting free shipping. But also if you want to just have it as a e-reader, you now officially can also download it off of Amazon and get it on your tablet. You can get it on Crom the Barbarian as a PDF download. So either way it flows, it's out there and you can get a hold of it. But other than that, I just want to thank everybody, including Adam once again, for joining me and keeping up to date on the process and progress of CROM Anthology. And the deadline is for CROM Anthology 2 this month, February 28th. So if you're hearing me and you're scribbling and scratching, it's just the roughs I need to have the slotting in for the mock-up. So there'll be a printed mock-up that I'll be using to, kind of promote, also keep me in line on what needs to get done, so on and so forth. And then copies will be offered for sale for the limited period of time. Only 11 of them were printed. 13, as a matter of fact. I had 2, and 11 other individuals had purchased copies of the. It has like a lot of obviously processed material, as well as material that did not make it into the CROM Anthology 1. But yeah, no, everything is moving along very nicely. And if you ever have questions, Kurt@cromthebarbarian.com. But want to thank everybody, and we will see you in the next update. Take care, everyone. And we'll see you, Adam. Hold tight. We're going to do a little after show.
Okay, sounds good.